When I tell you I am so excited, I am so excited. Yeah. This is a Candle Science Once Upon a Holiday fragrance flight of all their new scents, and I'm so excited to try these. I've always got some of the scents out of their new collections, but this is my first time buying the whole flight, and I was able to get it on discount for the early release, so let's get right into it. And as a reminder, hi everyone, my name is Brianna, and I am the owner here at Breezy Candle Company. So I've been using Candle Science, honestly, pretty much since I started my journey. When I first started, it was Michael's. I would not use that. If you're starting out, honestly, try out Candle Science. They have great products, clean fragrance oils, which is really huge in my line. I don't want any toxins, carcinogens, phthalates, parabens, nothing like that. And they have great customer service, just great products, so definitely give them a try if you haven't yet. So here we are with the Candle Science Once Upon a Holiday collection, and I've seen reviews online. I watched their live when they dropped the collection, but I haven't smelled any of these yet, and I haven't seen anybody else's reactions towards these, so this is going to be a raw first impression. All right, so the first one we're going to try here is Winter Chalette. And I know they use the little fragrance strips, but I don't have any more of those at the moment, so I'm just going to be smelling the caps. That way it's not too overpowering, smelling it straight out of the bottle. All right, let's go. Ooh, okay, that's different. It's kind of like definitely wintry, kind of like a fresh snow with a little bit of pine, a hint of peppermint maybe, a little bit of like an orange or cranberry. It's good. It's different. I honestly think that this could be a big hit for a lot of people. Next up is Selenite Glow, and honestly, the name got me right away because I love crystals and selenite. I was like, oh, I want it just because of the name. Oh. That is so different. And honestly, like I didn't read up on any of the notes before smelling these, so I kind of forget what is in it. So it'll be interesting to see if I was right on any of these. Again, like kind of that pine, but I think there's also almonds in this because it's a little bit sweet, but also that kind of crisp pine smell. Maybe a little bit of like eucalyptus, like it feels like it's clearing out my sinuses, almost like a Vicks Vapor Rub would do. But again, in kind of like a sweet almondy way. All right, next up is Wild Berry Mead. And honestly, I have no clue what mead is. I know that they have it in the notes as like what it's supposed to smell like, but ooh. So it definitely has like that wild berry, like kind of like a cough syrup, but not gross. Definitely getting like that blackberry, cherry, raspberry, definitely the cranberry. It almost has a little bit of the scent of the cranberry Prosecco. Oh, that's so good. I can't get enough of that one. That one is really, really good. And just to kind of cleanse the palette in between, a little shout out to my company, I'll be smelling my Essential Perk candle. This is a dark roast and hazelnut on one of my own mixtures with Candle Sciences fragrances. Because I don't have coffee beans and this smells like coffee, it cleanses the nose so that way I don't get too overwhelmed with all the different scents today. That's the trick every time. Now, my mom smelled these before I did because she came into the store and I told her I was doing this today and she wanted to smell them with me, but I told her that I was doing my first review, so I had her smell. I was super jealous, but this is the one that she was saying was very, very different, so I'm kind of intrigued. The Maple Leaf and Acorn. And I remember in the live that it's, the maple, it's not too overpoweringly gourmand. It has more of like a natural nature side to it, if I remember correctly. Like a fallen leaf in maple. That is so good. Yeah, that is a definite, it needs to be in my collection. I'm gonna try my best to describe this. So the maple is very subtle, so it's definitely not gourmand, but it adds that sweetness. And it has definitely like that fallen leaf kind of fragrance, but something in it almost reminds me of like a perfumey incense, but like nothing overpowering. If you've ever smelled Candle Science's white oak and vanilla, definitely the white oak, I think, is like what I'm picking up here. Yep, I love it. All right, next up is White Copal and Bergamot, and I know bergamot is a huge hit, the bergamot element for my candle classes. Everyone goes crazy for that. Bergamot is kind of like a citronella lemony kind of fragrance, and White Copal, no idea. I do really like the name though. Definitely bergamot forward, so it has like that citrusy kind of lemony scent. And like an aquatic or ozonic, if you've smelled those mixing elements. It has that too. So it's very clean. Not like a fresh linen, but it's clean. I like that. All right, next up is Cashmere Pumpkin. And again, I remember hearing that this wasn't too like much of a gourmand fragrance, but kind of like a sophisticated pumpkin, which I'm excited for because right now I have the, it's like a cinnamon buttercream pumpkins. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I call it cinnamon pumpkin butter. I have that from Candle Science, and also their regular pumpkin pie. And those are huge hits during the fall, but again, they're very sweet gourmand forward, so something a little different with pumpkin would be pretty cool. Okay, so this is very different. Not what I was expecting at all. Let me get another little shake. This one's not too up my alley, but for some people it might be. So definitely can smell the pumpkin, but it also kind of has this nutty, smoky scent to it at the same time. And I can't put my finger on what else is in there. It's like a hint of like some other spice, but definitely like a nutty, smoky scent to it. Next up is Autumn Ambrette. Mom said she really liked this one. Yeah, definitely can smell the amber. That's really good. Like an amber and almost a coconut. I don't think that was in there if I remember, but that's kind of what I'm getting. This could absolutely be like an all-year fragrance. That one's really good too. And last but certainly not least is the Dark Orchard. And I remember there being notes of like cherry and plum and kind of like a mysterious dark scent to it, like an apple orchard. Let me get a smell of the coffee to get another smell. That was really good, but I just want a fresh scent. Yeah, that's good. Mom said it reminded her of like a cherry cola. I'm definitely not getting that. Again, it kind of has the scent of like the cranberry prosecco that they have. And I think that was also the same with the wild berry and mead, if I remember right. Definitely the cherry and cranberry. Very much of a berry scent. I'm gonna compare this to the other one. This one is the wild berry mead. So you get that berry, but maybe there's also something floral in this. It smells like the pink sugar crystal and the cranberry prosecco mixed together. That's what I take out of the wild berry mead. And then the Dark Orchard is kind of more berry, like their cranberry prosecco. So they are different. All right, final thoughts here. I absolutely love this collection. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like a fall, like holiday scent. I mean, there were a few that had that pine note in it that would be nice going into like the fall and winter. A lot of these can be used year round. The only one I wasn't the craziest about was the Cashmere Pumpkin, but that's just because I don't really like smoky scents, but that's, you know, just my personal opinion. I have a very different palette than most, but I definitely think you guys should give this a try, and wow, great job, Candle Science. If you like today's fragrance review, please leave a comment down below of what you thought, and I will definitely be doing these again.